Hi guys, if you guys are ready to learn some influencer secrets, tips, hacks, etc., you are watching the right live. So if you guys have never seen me before, my name is Jay. I'm a group expert here in social media. I've been a content creator for the past 10 years, a brand strategist for the past 6 years, and I have seen some serious growth on social media in the past 3 months. So I thought I would hop in here, give you guys all my tea, all my tips, tell you everything that I've been working on and that I've been doing. And I can't wait to share this with you guys, and I hope that it really helps you on your journey. Now, first things first, when you guys are coming in here, feel free to talk back to me. Let's have a conversation. Drop your name down below and your username to your favorite platform. And then, we can continue the dialogue and the conversation. So in the past 3 months, I have grown over 100,000 total followers. To be exact, I've actually grown 111,000 followers across all of my platforms. My biggest platform that I've had the most growth in has been Lemonade. I just recently reached 46,000 followers over there on Lemonade. Let me show you guys, because I love to have the proof, so that you guys can see. I know that Lemonade is a new up-and-coming platform that a lot of you guys are trying to figure out. And if you guys are not familiar with Lemonade, I've already done videos about Lemonade before, so make sure you check the group so you can watch my other videos about how I grew specifically on Lemonade. So let me go ahead and show y'all. Lemonade, we have 46.3K followers. On Instagram today, I literally just hit 50,000 followers. Okay, TikTok, I believe we are at 26,000 followers. Oh, 26.2 actually. And last but not least, my Facebook, which has had some exponential growth that I did not expect. We are at 31,000 followers. So as you guys can see, that's a large increase for the past 3 months. Now, I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm gonna go ahead and just hop into the tips. I got 3 tips for you guys today, and I'm gonna be giving them to you in the order that I feel like is most important. So the number one thing when it comes to growing followers and making content that captures your audience attention is mastering the hook. Mastering the hook is everything. If you don't know how to master the hook, then it doesn't matter about anything else that I'm going to tell you, because it's going to be hard for you to get people to actually watch and engage with your content. So what is a hook? I've talked about this before in previous videos. Actually, let me go ahead and pull this live up, because I want to make sure I don't miss any of you guys' comments. Perfect. Okay. Mastering the hook means that you are able to capture your audience's attention within the first 2.5 seconds. Okay. What that looks like is having text, saying something, a visual that captures the audience attention. Now I'm gonna give you guys some examples of some real subtle hooks that you've seen before, so you can kind of start to get an idea of what this looks like. On TikTok specifically, a hook that a lot of people do, a visual hook, is stirring their drink. So have you ever came across somebody's page and they're literally stirring a drink? It probably has ice in it, so it's making a little bit of noise. That is a very subtle visual hook. Another subtle visual hook that a lot of people do with short form content is they hold their camera and they kind of like move the camera like this. Like when they first start, that they're sitting it down. It's very personable. It gives the impression that, we're just friends having a chit chat. They're probably putting the phone down to record real quick. It kind of makes you feel like they're in a rush a little bit, so you're more tuned in and inclined to listen to what they have to say. Another really subtle hook that people do is pretending that they're in a rush. So I'm sure you've seen videos where people are like, I only have 10 minutes before I have to leave the house, but before I go, I have to tell you XYZ. So these things create a sense of urgency. Now, you don't have to use these hooks, but those are great hooks for you to use if you don't have any experience with creating the hooks. All of the hooks that I gave you guys are visual hooks. So there's something that people can see on the screen that's happening. Now, let me give you guys an example of some text hooks or things you can say at the beginning of your videos that is going to help keep people engaged. I actually have a full list of them. My friend sent it to me today from a brief that she got from a brand. So, oh, I actually don't even have it on my iPad. Oh no. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna tell you guys some that I remember. Some of them, first one that I remember is the secret is out. So let's say that you're making a video about skincare, right? So you could be like, the secret is out. This is what I've been using on my skin to clear my acne. You feel me? Or if you're doing a cooking video, the secret is out. These are my favorite seasonings that I've been using to get good reviews on all of my food. So something like that, where there's some type of exclusivity. So that's a really good one. Another really good one that you can use is just something along the lines of, oh, let me just tell you guys my favorite one right now. My favorite hook is, you didn't hear this from me, because again, it has that air of like exclusivity. You know, it makes people want to know what you're gonna say next. Like I said, when I find the whole thing of hooks, I'm gonna like post it for you guys so y'all can see, because I have a whole list. Like, it's like 50 different hooks that I want to read for y'all, but it's not loaded up on my iPad. Okay, so let's move on from the hooks. I'm sure that you guys kind of get that concept, and I can go more in depth about that like in a different video. But let's talk about the next thing that I recommend when it comes to growing your following fast, and that is create a signature series. Now, this is something that has changed the game for me, and I credit this for helping me explode on all my platforms. As I showed y'all earlier, I didn't just grow on Instagram or on Facebook or on TikTok. I grew on all platforms, and I really credit this to my signature series. Now, you can do a signature series about anything. Of course, it's important for you to know your niche. That's something I've talked about in past lives, so make sure you go check that out if you haven't already. It's really important for you to know your niche and to really feel comfortable with what your mission is, you know. That way, when you're creating this signature series, you're not just creating a series that is going to be irrelevant to you in the future and that is not going to like attract the right audience, right? Let me give you an example. If you know that you want to be a fashion creator, a really cute signature series that you could start is like 30 days of outfits. Now, you don't have to literally film for 30 days straight, but it's just a concept. You know what I mean? You can just say 30 days of outfits, even if the series takes you 90 days to complete, because you're doing a video every 3 days. If you want to be a skincare girly, you could do a series of like, watch my skin clear up over the next month. So every day you just kind of check in, you know, you're showing people an update, what's happening. My personal signature series that has helped me to grow so much has been my Dollar Tree series. Honestly, it was so unexpected. I did not expect the videos to go up the way they did. I think I've done about 3 or 4 Dollar Tree videos. On TikTok, almost all of them are at 500,000 views, pretty much. And they've also done really well here on Facebook, on Lemon 8, and on Instagram. So that signature series has allowed me to really hone into the brand that I've created for myself on social media, which is your internet big sister. If you guys are in here, I see some people up in here. Comment, let me know, talk to me. I'm giving y'all some gems. So if this is a community, let me know something. Let me know something, even if it's just your name, what platform you're trying to grow, or any questions that you might have about trying to grow your platforms. But a signature series is always going to be super duper helpful when it comes to trying to grow your platform, because you're allowing people to get familiar with you and your brand and your style of content. And that sense of familiarity is what's going to keep people coming back, and it's what's going to help you build your personal brand. Now, since there's not many people in here, and since I'm not really getting much of a response, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Y'all know some of my other lives are super long. Like, I've been on live for hours up here giving you guys lots of free gems and advice. I'm going to give you this last tip, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. The last thing is getting very clear on your mission statement. So your mission statement is basically what you create content about, who you create the content for, and how you want your audience to feel when they're engaging with your content. For me, for example, my mission statement is that I want to be your internet big sister. I want to put you on to all things, you know, travel, fashion. Oh my God, I just said it. I want to put you onto all things fashion, travel, you know, womanhood. And so I know that I have a lot of different interests. So branding myself this way as your internet big sis, you know, let me put you on, allows me to explore a lot of different topics, but it still keeps my brand relevant to the type of content that I want to create. Because I say things like, let me put you on, I'm your sister, da 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 da. You know, those things really keep all of my content kind of cohesive, even though I'm talking about different topics. So when you are trying to figure out your mission statement, really decide, who are you talking to? Like, who do you want to consume your content? Who are you trying to target, you know, when you're doing your hashtags and when you're doing your thumbnails and when you're filming and editing? You need to have these people in mind, because that's going to help you create better content. My content is a lot better now that I know exactly who I'm talking to, which is women that's between the ages of 18 and 24, possibly even younger, because now I know how to like cater the tone of my content specifically to them. And I also know how to really appeal to them versus me just trying to appeal to everybody or really appeal to nobody or just specifically talk about myself. Now, since we are getting a little more traffic in here, say hey y'all. My name is Jay. If this is your first time ever joining one of my lives, I'm a group expert in social media. I've done a plethora of lives in here. I did take a little break, you know, because I've moved. Shout out to the view. Shout out to the downtown Miami view. So I've had a lot going on, so I haven't been able to go live much recently, but I'm back. This is my first live. Make sure you run it back to the beginning, because I've given you guys 3 tips and strategies that have helped me to grow 100,000 followers in the last 3 months. Now, little bonus tip. If you guys are just starting from scratch, make your content outward focused. What that means is, a lot of us, we make content that's about us. You know, we make content that's about our family, that's about what I did today, a day in the life, like a day in my life. You know, make your content outward focused. Once you know who you're talking to, make your content all about them. So let me tell y'all how that looks different. For me, staying in the place that I'm in, because I'm transitioning into travel content, right? If I was making this content all about me, it would be like, oh, what I did today in this apartment, which is not bad. It's not bad. I'll also do something like move in with me. Again, not bad content. But if we're in a growth period, better content would be how you can stay in this Miami loft for less than $100 a night. You know what I'm saying? That's more about the audience. That's more about the consumer. You know, so when you are planning your content in this growth stage, ask yourself, how can I make this more about the audience, about the consumer versus about me? So like I said, that's my little extra bonus tip. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up unless you guys have any specific questions that you want to ask me. In the meantime, while you guys are getting your questions ready, I just want to let you guys know that the Content to Coins workbook is 50% off right now if you use promo code COIN. And y'all, the reviews have been through the roof when it comes to this workbook. Those who got it already know, and that workbook has definitely allowed me to grow so much faster because I have a clear vision, I have a clear goal, and I have a clear plan. So that's that. Make sure you guys follow me on my other platforms if you want to see me continue to grow. I literally just hit 50K on Instagram today. Super excited about that. Just hit 25K on TikTok yesterday. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with me. Like I said, I normally do a little bit of a longer live, but that's when I get a little bit more engagement. And I don't see any comments in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, but I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night. And yeah, I'll see you guys the next time I decide to go live. Bye.